Welcome to Chew the Fat. I am your host, Smooth, and today we are going to start out a bit differently. As you can see, this isn't my typical format, but a very disturbing video came across my desk, and I would like to address it.
Stand up. Right there in front of the car. Stay straight.
I ain't doing bro. I got gun right there. I'm not doing that.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying, what you saying? Oh yeah, fuck. I'm not. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, down. Oh my fuck. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You want it again?
No man.
Shut the You was big and bad. Shut your
Okay, so as you can see, this is rather disturbing. This is one of the worst videos I've seen with police interactions in a little while. So on December 2nd, Shikeem Washington released a video to the public. It was actually the brother of Micah Washington who was filming this part of the interaction. As it updates, I'll try to update you as much as possible. We don't know if there was actually body cam footage because, to my understanding, there was a problem with the officer before. He was just changing his tire, right? And Officer Deputy Elmore, the sheriff deputy of Pickens County, decided that it was suspicious behavior, him changing his tire. She deemed it to be suspicious for whatever reason, right? So initially, she found him there. She asked him to present his driver's license according to the reports, and he refused to present his driver's license because he said, well, I am just changing a tire. What do I need to present my license to you for when I'm just changing a tire? Now, that's actually correct, but I want to talk about something. This situation could have escalated into something far worse. Good thing we do have a witness there recording, but many times these types of incidents happen, or worse, right? There are some police officers who get angry enough to delete you sometimes. And we want to ask ourselves, how can we avoid these types of situations happening to me? In this particular instance, he's likely to get a lawsuit because they tried to charge him with what was reported as 7 grams of fentanyl, and they said he had marijuana, and a felon with a firearm. Turns out he's not a felon, so
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
turns out, after they said there was a field test to prove that that was indeed fentanyl, all of a sudden, his bail is now $5,000 instead of $500,000. So the drugs that he allegedly had mysteriously did not have a positive test when they brought it back to the lab, right? So if you asked me,
That was a lie.
Deputy Elmore should be fired. And actually, there are plenty of petitions out there right now where you can tell them, hey, listen, she should be fired. Go ahead and sign them or create one of your own. That's fine. She does not deserve a job. But I don't think that this particular woman represents most police officers. I've had dozens of encounters with police officers. None of them have ever escalated into this type of behavior, right? They've never escalated to this level. And I want to say why, right? I'd say 90% of the time where I'm actually pulled over for something valid, there is no summons issued at all, right? Nothing. I'm saying like 90% of the time, I don't get a ticket. I haven't gotten a ticket in years. And I think a lot of that is just due to how you handle yourself when a police officer decides to interact with you for whatever reason, right? So I think we could learn from this. Maybe if he would have produced his license, right? And surely I agree that the officer was wrong. This was not a situation where he should have been detained. This is not a situation where she should have even asked him for his license. In actuality, she should have tried her best to aid the gentleman. That's what she was supposed to do. And I believe what most officers would do. This particular individual decided that she was fishing for whatever she was, and she went at him. And it's completely unfair, completely wrong. But I think even with that, just for our own safety, we probably should be careful how we handle ourselves when we encounter officers, because you don't know what's going on in that person's mind. There are some officers who just became police because they were bullied or had other mental issues. And apparently you can easily pass a psychological test, whether you're no good, like this particular woman, or a great officer, which I believe is most officers, right? So let's just say you cooperate. You can avoid some of these type of escalations. And I'm not saying that this woman or any particular officer who has this level of aggression is correct. However, we have to take the time to say, all right, what can I do to make sure this is the best outcome? If the officer exhibits any type of misconduct, then you can report that. You can have people fired for that. What I would caution you is to not return the aggression, because they have far more resources than you do available to you at that time. They can call for backup, more officers with more weapons, and it doesn't matter what the situation was before you got there or how the situation manifested at all. All they're concerned about is protecting their own. Just like you would protect one of your family. You wouldn't care what the other person had to say. You would just make sure that your people were taken care of. So what you want to do is avoid this by any means. And if they do exhibit misconduct, then you need to report that to, in this particular case, the sheriff's county's office. You need to report it to your governor, internal affairs, everything that you can, and try to document as much as possible. Your best defense is to have a camera available. There are plenty of apps that you can put on your phone that will record without anyone knowing. You can put it in your pocket and do what you need to do, right? Secondly, I do want to talk about it because she did find a weapon on a gentleman, which apparently he lawfully owned. But I would tell you, as a Second Amendment advocate, that you probably should purchase a holster, right? You can get one for $20, sometimes less if you want a cheap one, from Amazon, eBay, or whatever, and carry your weapon properly if that's what you want to do. Don't carry a pocket pistol. People get the wrong idea. A lot of officers are afraid if they find one on you, especially in that manner. So just be as careful as possible, right? Make sure that when you engage with these officers that you are as polite as possible. And after a while, I've had some aggressive officers approach me. I've had officers apologize. I remember one particular instance where an officer apologized to me because of the way that they were acting, right? Actually, two times when I used to live in North Jersey, where officers have apologized to me because of the way that they were conducting themselves initially. A lot of times they have a lot of adrenaline. They're scared. Maybe you have tinted windows. That's like the worst nightmare. Roll your windows down, all four of them, if an officer approaches your vehicle, right? You need to make sure that it appears that there's nothing you have to hide, right? Have your papers in order, right? My insurance card and my registration is at the top of my glove compartment. I have easy access to it. My license is right in my pocket. I can do everything before the officer gets to the vehicle. My windows are open. At that point, after learning over years, when I was younger, I didn't understand these things. But now These are precautions that I take just to make sure that the officer's mind is at ease. And once they realize that you're just a normal person, you're not a thug, because let's keep it real, she probably thought he was just some sort of a thug. Turns out he has no prior record, right? So he was falsely arrested and just detained for no reason, but they don't know you. So your best bet, in my opinion, is to do some of the things that I just talked about, just to de-escalate the situation, because this could have turned out a lot worse. And sometimes it does for no particular reason. Most officers that you encounter are not going to be like this, but sometimes you will encounter these types of police officers. And once they understand that you're just another human being like they are, you don't have any nefarious intent, they will calm down and will be able to avoid situations like this for your own safety. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Please let me know down below. Good, bad, ugly, or otherwise. I appreciate you tuning in. And as always, stay hungry, my friends. Never thirsty.
You know that ain't my style. You know that ain't my style.